from the 210, do we have the corners to make it in this league?
No.
Okay. So this could be where I end up getting embarrassed then. If we're saying things that, get to give an opinion. They are really, really high on their corners. And it could end up to be a matter of they just ended up having a ton of depth with, Diggs and Joseph and the emergence of Kennedy to go along with Lewis and Brown. And it might just end up being that. But the way you hear people talk about their corners out there, they seem pretty high on their corners. I'm not saying that means this group is going to be top 10 in pass defense or whatever, but you just heard, Steven, get to the top half of the league in defense. And so my goal for this defense is average. And so I think people might be surprised, hopefully pleasantly surprised, by the corner.
And Mike,
so you think? I just want to ask this question.
This is after day one, Mike. I said the cornerbacks would be the best unit out of the entire defense. Remember, and you were like, "Oh my gosh, Corey, what are you doing? This is one day of practice."
So you think that Kelvin Joseph will be better than Diggs was last year?
I don't think so. I think he'll be the fifth cornerback.
Yeah, I think.
So you think like whoever we have as our second quarterback will be better than the third overall pick Jeff Okudah was, because he struggled in Detroit. Like, I'm just giving the facts here of like cornerbacks really struggle. 99% of cornerbacks out of college, it doesn't mean they're going to have bad careers. It doesn't mean Diggs is going to have a bad career or Joseph or the tall kid from Oregon. But like 99% of corners, when they have to make the jump into the NFL, really struggle. Even the good ones, even the ones that end up having Hall of Fame careers, struggle their first year in the NFL. We're going to overcome that, though.
But Kelvin Joseph is part of 5 people that I just listed off. I also think that dismisses the jump from Diggs. Like, if you get the back half of the season Diggs for the whole season and he stays healthy, I think that is a discernible improvement. I'm not here to tell you that we're going to change the world with our passing defense, but I think I've come away from this camp and seeing them out there and listening and seeing Kennedy's eye for the ball. I think he could absolutely be a usable piece as well. So I'm feeling better about that.
Yeah, my feeling at the moment is that Joseph won't start this season. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
If all health goes well, obviously that's the key. But
Who's our 4
healthy,
corners that play the most this year? Name them in order of who plays the most.
Trevon Diggs on the outside. Anthony Brown will be on the other side.
Yuck.
And then you have a combination of Kennedy and Jordan Lewis, whoever wins the slot. So, and then that fourth guy will be the other guy there. Listen, when it comes to Anthony Brown, I haven't seen enough to say good camp, bad camp. Everybody I talked to is saying he's having an Anthony Brown camp. It's what you expect out of him,
right.
And he was your best cornerback last year. So if he just is that guy, is it great?
Well, I think the great news is you will be tested in the first 2 weeks because you get to go against 2 of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and probably arguably the best 3 receivers as a tandem in the NFL in Thursday Night Football versus Tampa. So if all these guys are this good, this quick, which would be like a miracle, like I'm not even going to say a surprise, it would be a miracle upon all miracles if the Cowboys secondary is good at covering in week 1 and week 2 in the NFL with the lack of experience they have and then the lack of success that the veteran guys have in the NFL.
Should I take it? That means are you neutral about how the Cowboys are?
I'm neutral because, guys, I'm not going to go to spring training and tell you Rugi Odor's batting 400 and is good at baseball all of a sudden. Like, this is the same thing. Spring training and practicing against your own team for the most part is the same thing. You're not getting exposed in these things. And maybe the ones that they are. Did you guys get to watch the practices where they're really going after it?
Yes, and
I got to watch them against the Rams.
I thought they won against the Rams.
All right, well then they're going to be awesome. I'll just go with it.
That doesn't mean they're going to be awesome, Mike. I've told you, I'm not on the Rams Super Bowl bandwagon.
The Cowboys are going to be, all of a sudden, the Cowboys are going to be average at football on defense because they have practiced well.
Mike, come on. No,
that is not what we said.
I will say I don't think the defense won against the Rams. I thought there were a couple moments. Diggs was good. I saw a couple of plays that Diggs was really good against the Rams' first team offense. And that was nice to see, especially around the red zone too. like I said, after that practice, though, they do different things than I think the Cowboys will typically see, and that they have a lot of sweeps and reverses and stuff like that because that's what McVay loves. And he also knows that he can abuse Jalen Smith that way, right? Like this defensive line unit isn't good enough to catch that anyway, and I'm probably going to catch Jalen Smith, his lack of athleticism or lack of catch-up speed. I can take advantage of that if he's on the field. So they did a lot of that. But I do agree. I saw what you were talking about with the offense over there. That was with Garrett Gilbert running it, is that they had a lot of wins over the first-team defense for the Rams after they did not do very well against Pittsburgh. I thought there were a lot of poor things. Though people tell you, there are a lot of positives about moving the ball. But at the end of the day, moving the ball does not get you a win. And that's something we have to see. Now, when Dak gets on the field, does that change? Can he get to the red zone and score instead of getting sacked 10 yards away? And those are all different things we won't find out for another week.